Welcome back to the news at 10. The crisis rocking the Warri community in Warri South local government area of Delta State has been attributed to the activities of sea pirates in their attempt to regain dominance of the community's waterways. At a meeting in the community recently, representatives of the state government and the community leaders insist that those causing the crisis are the ones involved in oil bunkering. Meanwhile, the state's Commissioner for Oil and Gas, Mr. Mofe Pira, has promised that the government will not allow the crisis to stall the development of the sector.
Oborodu is one of the oil-rich Ichekiri communities in the Warri axis that receives constant grants from oil companies like Chevron, NNPC and others. But for some time now, the community has been embroiled in crisis, with some residents alleging that these grants from the oil companies are being siphoned by a few. But those on the other side of the divide have swept aside the allegations, pointing out that the very people demanding change of leadership are those involved in oil bunkering.
Most importantly, what is causing problem there in the community is bunkering. It's bunkering issue. It's not committee and all of those. We have gone into the community based on what the Delta State government and the federal government is saying that bunkering should stop. And we've gone there. We have talked to the people to say that stop these illegal activities. Some of them who are benefiting enormous from all those are the ones causing the problem. So when you come out to say people is the committee set up by Delta State government, it's absolutely not true. Otherwise, it will be a thing of the entire community, not a segment of the community.
At present, there's a massive gas city and export processing zone project embarked upon by Chevron and NNPC in partnership with the state government. The Delta State Commissioner for Oil and Gas insists that the communal crisis would not be allowed to stall this very important venture.
Delta State government recognized a trust in place, and the trust is working. And we have been to the community. The project site is not where they are fighting. They are not fighting. They are writing in papers and they are in court. It's quite different. Nobody is fighting for now. Let's test run this for these 6 months and see whether they are fighting then hold us responsible.
In the light of this, it is now left for the feuding parties to find a way of settling their dispute and tap into this key investment initiative or get swept aside by its tide.
Now, when news of the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency officer caught on camera broke, the state governor, Babatunde Fashola, came out clearly to say that the man will not be spared. Well, at the graduation of 3,311 officers of LASMA and Kick Against Indisciplined trainees, Governor Fashola said that the man is being prosecuted.
Officers of the Lagos State Transport and Management Agency, LASMA, and Kick Against Indiscipline, KAI, taking their code of ethics which guides the discharge of their duties. It's their graduation day, coming 1 year after going through a rigorous training on career evaluation.
We were able to unite a cultural change while also combating the cynicism that exists between the officers and their communities.
But I assure you, nobody's work is more important than the other. And therefore, we must approach our responsibilities with pride in our heart, with a lot of dignity for the opportunity to serve.
And the occasion offered the governor the right opportunity to address the negative image the agency has taken in recent times.
The officer who was caught on videotape seeking to extort money was at large. I asked the Commissioner of Police to declare him wanted. The Honorable Commissioner has reported to me that the ministerial disciplinary procedures for him have started today. And the case file will also take him before the justice system in our courts is already being compiled. We will fish out any such bad air.
As you begin your work with and within communities as advocates of enlightenment, I'm confident that you will begin to change the attitude of your fellow Lagosians, and you will begin to see that their treatment and perception of you will change for the better.
And as the saying goes, every hard work has a reward, and so some partners of the agencies were rewarded. In a related matter, the governor also made out time to commission 16 completed roads in Mushin local government area.
Well, we've had a reaction in the last couple of moments to the ASU federal government face-off, where the presidency has produced evidence of payment of 200 billion naira for the university's infrastructure funds. At a media briefing in Abuja, the senior special assistant to the president on public affairs, Dr. Doyin Okukwe, presented a letter from the Central Bank of Nigeria confirming the funds had been fully paid into a revitalization of university's infrastructure account. Dr. Okube also said that the federal government does not intend to victimize anyone who participates in a legitimate strike action.
This afternoon, I have incontrovertible evidence from the Central Bank of Nigeria that the 200 billion that was demanded by ASU has been paid, and it is resident in the account named Revitalization of Universities Infrastructure Account. I will give you this document. The account number, we have had to remove some figures from it because of security. You know, it is not safe. You know, now that Nigerians get that 200 billion in that account and all that, anything can happen. So in order to be not to play into the hands of nefarious citizens or individuals, we have had to, you know, but anybody who wants the account number, the full account number is available. But, you know, this we had to do for, you know, for strategic and security reasons. The letter says here, says is to the Accountant General of the Federation.
First Bank, truly the first.
Let's take a look at some business news. Here's Loretta Chogo. Loretta?
Hey, thank you, Joma. We start off with this report that says Nigeria's appropriation bill is well implemented to the best of government ability. Now, that's according to the Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, Mr. Bright Okogu. Mr. Okogu also added that the country's budget gets at least 73% implementation. The Bankers Committee has restated its resolution to continue to design policies that will support the growth of the country. At its 5th annual retreat in Cross River State, the committee, constituted by the Central Bank of Nigeria, commercial banks and discount houses, also affirmed that the banking industry will collaborate with stakeholders in the sector to promote an efficient and stable economy through price and financial stabilities.
For the 5th time, the heavyweights in the Nigerian banking industry are converging to strategize on a sustainable way of stimulating the growth of the economy. The governor of the central bank, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, who is the chairman of the committee, arrives and set the tone for the day.
We associate with President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's economic reform agenda and the objective of growing the Nigerian economy. We affirm our commitment to financial deepening of the economy, improving access to finance to reduce the financial exclusion, and make finance work to reverse disturbing levels of unemployment and poverty in Nigeria.
The committee has identified key sectors of the industry for special focus. They include sustainable banking, real sector-focused lending, the payment system, and shared initiatives.
Our strategies will include institutionalization of governance for sustainability, adoption of digital platforms and payments as game changers for financial inclusion, capacity building and effective collaboration with non-financial partners and other external stakeholders. We will improve key financial access points to promote financial inclusion at all levels. Mobility and agency services will be the center point of our drive to improve access to financial services for the underbanked and unbanked.
The CBN boss also explained that the monetary framework will be monitored and supervised by a subcommittee which will coordinate the execution of the program, while the real sector-focused lending will make available more funds for the teeming small and medium-scale enterprises guided by sustainable principles.
In a bid to enhance the safety of online customers' fund, the First Bank of Nigeria Limited has unveiled a version of its internet banking known as First Online. This new initiative comes with a two-step login procedure that makes it extremely impossible for internet fraudsters. Correspondent Olu Phillips reports.
When a company or organization is constantly driven by the need to enhance consumer protection and satisfaction, then it's not difficult to fashion out tailor-made innovations. First Bank Nigeria Limited, fitting into that billing, has just rejected its internet banking platform for an improved security, look and feel, and the functionality.
The new First Online creates a wide range of useful and easy-to-use features that facilitates quick access to a 24-hour international transfer, payment of bills, and electronic subscriptions, scaling of bills payment and transfers on particular days of the month, increasing and decreasing of daily transfer limits, and a financial planner which will help customers understand where they need to cut down spending and plan priority spending.
There's a true stamp. Now the essence of this true stamp is to confirm that the platform I'm logging on is from First Bank. Before they even provide a password, if they don't see this true stamp, they will know that this is not from what? First Bank. So just to ensure that the funds of our customers are secure.
Nigeria ranks 10th in the world in terms of internet users, put at 60 million people. So what First Bank has done is to allow you a full complement of banking services without visiting a branch, all on any internet-powered device.
What we have done is to deploy an enhanced version of the internet banking platform.
We hope that our customer can be lots more rest assured to do transaction via online platform.
Financial planning, multiple funds transfer, printing of statements in any format, video demonstrations for any queries, and live chat are some upgrade features on First Bank's new First Online internet banking services. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
Transcorp Nigeria PLC has unveiled plans to boost its share prices and create wealth for shareholders. While presenting its 5-year plan for revenue generation before investors and stockbrokers at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the management of the company also clarified issues bordering on its stock's dividends. Our correspondent Temple Ashaju reports.
Transcorp Nigeria PLC was one of such companies that lost its pride of place in the Nigerian capital market a few years ago. Today, Transcorp's shares prices have surged.
We congratulate the board, management and staff of Transcorp for the recent rights issue, which was 132.08% subscribed, so it was oversubscribed.
What were those challenges that kept Transcorp where it was? And we found that it was all about corporate governance. We met about 16 court cases with exposures of close to 8 billion naira. Today we have resolved about 10 of them, and we have reduced the potential exposure to less than 1 billion. This year, we would end the year a profits of about 7 billion. But next year, our profits will be about 23 billion, growing from 23 billion to about 140 billion in 5 years' time.
And with the challenges that once overwhelmed the company now subdued, paying out dividends to shareholders becomes a priority.
Just a week ago, we sent the first invoice, the first bill, to the authorities to pay. Now we see it's going to have significant impact on our bottom line, and we believe that the Transcorp investors will be happy we'll start smiling from next year.
Investment is not about yesterday. Investment is about the tomorrow. And the tomorrow of this business looks very good. And so it is important that people invest now.
Transcorp stocks once traded at a nominal value of 50 kobo. But since divestment into power generation, the stock has witnessed over 183.59% increase in price movement. Transcorp shares currently trade above 4 naira. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
The local bourse today had a turnover of over 700 million units, valued at 3.3 billion naira. My colleague Bisi Koka is with details of trading today.
Hello and welcome to the stock markets reports. Gain recorded in the share prices of some market heavyweights, including Nigerian breweries, Lafarge Wapco and Dangote Cement at the Nigerian equities market, pushed the all-share index further into positive territory. The key broad index appreciated by 0.55% to 38,961.60 points. Market capitalization also climbed to 12.46 trillion naira. Stocks that got the cold shoulder include Nestle, Flour Mills of Nigeria and CAP. Now on the volume chart, Unity Bank leads with over 432 million units. When trading ended for this session, the market recorded a turnover of 701.32 million units, valued at 3.3 billion naira, and exchanged in 5,393 deals. And that's a wrap on the stock markets reports. I am Bisi Koka.
And of course, that's it on Business News. It's back to News at 10 with Ijoma.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Coach Stephen Keshi frowns on the mass exodus of star players from the Nigerian League ahead of the 2014 African Nations Championship. That's on Sports News. Please join us again.